In this video, we're going to explore the Loislaw Treatise Library, which is now available via Fastcase, which is another feather in Fastcase's cap. They have a partnership with Hein Online, and now they are running the former Loislaw Treatise Library. So Fastcase has been expanding as a service and adding more content, which is great. And so we're going to explore the Loislaw Libraries on Fastcase. Okay, and you can see I'm on the Jenkins website, jenkinslaw.org, and I've logged in with my last name and my member number, which takes me to the member center, which lists all the databases I get access to. And there it is, Loislaw Libraries on Fastcase. I click the Access button, and I will go to Fastcase. Okay, so here we are on the main Fastcase page, and you can see over here, search Loislaw Libraries, and that's what I'm going to click on. Now, the first part of this video, or the first thing we're going to do with Loislaw, is we're going to drill down. We're going to browse. Okay, so you look for the tab that says Outline View, and there they all are. Okay, so I'm going to start, just for the heck of it, with, and the reason why I'm doing that is to show you that this window is not everything. You can actually scroll down within it. It's a little misleading because the window ends and you don't realize there is more stuff, such as it is. So now you know you need to scroll down. So what I'm going to do is go to the Intellectual Property Law Library. Okay, and I'm just going to show you how that works. So I'm just going to drill down. There's Trademark Law, Protection, Enforcement, and Licensing. And then I'm going to expand that by clicking on the plus sign. There's Chapter 9, Trademark Dilution, and then I'm just going to pick 903 there, Defenses. All right, and here we go. Now, if you've used Fastcase before, and I'm not going to make this a tutorial on Fastcase because we already have one, and I would refer you to that. But one of the things you know with Fastcase is they have frames, so there is a certain amount of information, in lots of different places here. If you just want to read, this particular section, right? The easiest thing to do is click on the public link, and it opens it up in a new window, new tab, without the frames, which is really nice for reading. However, it doesn't work for printing, and I'm going to talk about printing later on. So I would say don't print from here because you don't get the complete document. You get like one page of it. So don't print from here, but if you just want to read online from here, this works well. By the way, obviously these footnotes are hyperlinked, and they'll shoot you right down to where you want to be to read the footnote. However, which is a little annoying, the case citations are not hyperlinked. So what I tell people is, copy and paste from this page, and then put it into, for example, Notepad, and then you've got it stored temporarily so that you can search it later on. You know that in Fastcase, you can go back to the Research Home and then select Cases to search. Okay, let's talk searching. Let's say you're in the middle of a treatise and you want to go back and now search. You've drilled down, but you want to say, is there any other occurrence of the term that I want? You can mouse over Search and then highlight Modify Search, and that would work. But I'm going to go a different route here just to show you something, and that is I'm going to mouse over Start and then go back to My Research Home. Again, this stuff is discussed in the main Fastcase tutorial in a bit more detail. I'm going to pick the Loislaw Libraries to show you. One of the issues with Loislaw for searching is that every library is checked to start with, which can be inconvenient for you if you only want to search, for example, the Intellectual Property Law Library. You got all these other ones, and there's no, as you can see here, no uncheck button. However, there is an issue or a bug or a feature, I don't know what you want to call it, in Google Chrome that does not exist in Firefox or IE, and that is this. If you click the back button and then the forward button, you'll notice that many of the checkboxes are unchecked. If you do it one more time, it only leaves one of them checked. So it's a kludgy way of coming up with an uncheck all button. Kids, don't do this at home, but I mean it does actually work. So let me click the Intellectual Property Law Library, unclick this one. I only have to do one unclick. So it's the lazy man's way of sort of kludgily coming up with an uncheck all button. So I am going to finally do a search. I'm going to use a couple of the booleans here, but again, this is not a tutorial on Fastcase. If you want to if you want that, you want to go to the video for Fastcase. So here we go. Trademark Defense asterisk, so that'll give me defenses within 3, within 3 words of dilut, which will give me dilute, dilution, diluting. You get the idea. W/3 claim or claims. So I've used the wildcard, I've used the proximity operator, and the space between trademark and defense, actually this little space is basically the and operator. So this one really literally is trademark and defense within 3 of dilute, within 3 of claim. You get the idea there. Okay? And here are the hits that we get. We get 6, and what I'm looking for is, yep, that's 903 that I showed you in the earlier portion of this video. I want to make sure that it works. Now, I alluded to this earlier. Let's go do this. I'm going to mouse over search and modify search and just mention one thing to you, and that is this. If you're not comfortable with, space being the and, you can literally put in the and. This is an alternate. If that makes you understand the way the query is created, you go for it. It works just fine. So I'm just going to plug that in real quick, rerun the query, and there we go, same 6. Okay, just to show you that it works. Just do one more. I lied. I said this wasn't going to be a tutorial, but I'm kind of turning it into a tutorial. Let's just do a whole new query just to show you a couple other things. You can do this, patent or copy, right? I know this is kind of a lame query, but you get the idea. Within to infringe. Okay, there we go. So now I've used the parentheses for nesting with this one and the or operator. So I probably run through every Boolean type operator you need to be aware of. So thought I would just do that for you. So I did lie. I did turn it into a tutorial. And here are the hits, which we won't go into at this point. Okay. The next section of this video will deal with printing. Alright, everybody's favorite topic, which is printing. And here I am at the results page. I don't really care at this point which section I'm looking at. It doesn't matter. Once I pick one of the sections, and this is 402, I mentioned to you earlier there is the public link. Okay, and the public link removes all those annoying frames and gives you like plain text. You think this is great, I can print this. However, when you go into the browsers, what happens when you go to print is it cuts off the document and you don't get the full thing. You can sort of see it here. It has like a frame, even though the frames are gone. It has a frame, and you don't necessarily get all of the document. Okay, so don't go this route. Don't print via the public link. What you want to do is when you have the document up, you click on Print Save, and you have choices which are a docx or a stripped down doc or a PDF. And you do have to pay attention to, if you're using this for yourself, that's one thing. But if you're going to give this document to someone else, do they have the most up-to-date version of Word? If they don't, a docx may cause them some agita. So you have to pay attention to where is this document going. Is it going from me? Well, then you can go with any of the 3 that you prefer. If you're going to give it to someone else, a doc as opposed to a docx might be an issue, or even the PDF. The PDFs are great. The PDFs, I've saved this one in PDF, they are indexed, which means you can copy and paste from them. You can actually search within the document. I'm going to do a really great search for the word copy. Wow, look how many whatevers of that. So there you go. So PDF works great, especially it's kind of like the lingua franca. You can send it to anybody that you want. However, pay attention to the individual versions. But for the most part, please do not print from the public link. Well, in the immortal words of Steve Jobs, one more thing, and that is this. Let's say you do want to review, read, whatever, a section of a treatise within the frame environment as opposed to clicking on the public link, and you think you're going to speed up your reading by clicking on show me the next occurrence of my search term, next term, next term. One thing you have to be aware of, it's not all of your search terms. So let me click this particular next term link, and you see how patent pops up? And as we go down, as we go through the text, we're not, it's like, wait a minute, these are highlighted, but I'm not going there. Well, you know what it is? It is show me the next occurrence of my first search term. So you actually have to pay attention to which search term you're talking about when you click next term. It doesn't give you the next occurrence of any of your search terms. It gives you the next occurrence of the search term that it's working with, and in this case it's the first one, but I could also say copyright and then show me the next occurrence of that term. And you get the idea. So it's a little bit misleading there, and if you're not paying attention and you're just scanning through, you might miss relevant sections. So I just thought I'd point that out as well. That's also in the Fastcase tutorial, but I think it's important enough to include it in the Loislaw one as well.